Hey there! Thank you for joining me for another episode of Total Ramblings. This is going to be a Lego episode. We haven't had a Lego episode for a little while. Now, today I am building the penultimate one of my Star Wars sets that I've had in stock for a little while. I've had this one for ages. This is set 75394, the Imperial Star Destroyer. So there's the front of the box. This is a set from 2024. There's the top of the box with a featured minifig. There's a blurby side of the box. There's a blurby bottom of the box. Oops. There's the other side of the box. Now, because this is a 2024 set, this is the last set that I haven't built yet with the 25 years of Star Wars exclusive minifigure. And there is the back of the box. That's a chunky box. We've got 6 minifigures, plus, of course, Cal Kestis here from the Jedi Fallen Order games. Yes. Anyway, yeah. So, basically, I bought this ages ago, probably at least 8 or 9 months ago. But I forbade myself from building it until I'd paid off my wife's credit card, and I paid that off a month or so ago. So I'm allowed to build this now by my own rules. Now, we're not going to have a time lapse today because I want to take my time building this. I don't want the pressure of just having to keep it on camera all the time. Also, I've got a bad back. I've got sciatica, and sitting is awkward, and sitting in one place for a long time is very awkward. So I might build this over a couple of days. I might build this, over a few hours in different positions, and I just don't really want to film it. So we're going to go straight to the review in just a sec. Okay, here we are with one completed model. I've been slowly building this over sort of 4 or 5 nights, really. I didn't want to rush it. It's a beautiful set. It's got some really nice features. Now, to start with, yes, there are stickers. These are the sticker sheets. The most prominent sticker, I guess, is the one here on the bridge windows. The others are inside on sort of consoles and sort of displays and things. It's unfortunate that you get stickers with a set so expensive. This was about £150, this set, but hey, that's the way it goes. Here are the instructions. One instruction manual, very thick, booklet form. And the figure that we are following during the build is Darth Vader. There are 14 bags in this set. I say bags, they're all paper. Every single bag in this set, in my set, was paper, including the inserts, apart from one, and I think it was bag 12 or 13, which had a single plastic bag inside. But the majority of the bags were paper. It's a sort of the box. Basically, you lift up the top of the box, and as you can see, I've just simply turned this around so you lift the whole top. These are all the spare parts. I hope you can see those in there. And yes, you get a brick separator. So yay, another brick separator. But yes, spare parts are in there. So let's start. Oh yes, and also, sorry, the instruction manual comes in this envelope so that it doesn't get all messed up in the box. So let's have a quick look at the minifigs, not in any particular order. So basically, let's have a look at Cal Kestis first of all. So this is the last set that I had to build with the 25 years of Lego Star Wars exclusive minifigure. So there's the stand. As usual, this is intended so that you can connect all the 25-year Star Wars figures together. There is Cal, unfortunately without BD1. So he's got some leg printing, he's got torso printing, and front and back, nothing on the arms. He's got one brown hand, sort of gloved hand, I suppose, and one regular hand. He's got sort of gingery hair, and he's got two faces. He's got a sort of happy-go-lucky kind of face and a sort of grrr sort of face. And he has a blue lightsaber. And of course he stands on there like so. Next we have your standard Darth Vader. Usual sort of thing. Printing on the back, printing on the legs, printing on the front. Red lightsaber. Typical sort of angry Anakin face. Scarred at the back. The sort of two-piece kind of helmet that we've come to expect lately from Lego. Nothing particularly unusual about this Darth Vader. Oh, he does have some arm printing if you're interested. So there we go. Typical, as they say, Family Guy style Stormtrooper with the helmet that can't turn. This is a coloured female, black female Stormtrooper. So usual sort of dual moulded black and white helmet. Printing front and back, and of course on the legs, standard issue Lego Stormtrooper blaster rifle. Next we have this is just an Imperial crew, sorry. So he's got a black cap with the Imperial logo on it. No double face, because you'd see the back of you'd see the other face with the helmet, with the hat on. He's got a sort of communications kind of stalk on there. Printing front, back and on legs. Nothing particularly unusual about him. Next we have an Imperial gunner. So tiny bit of coloured printing on the side here, Imperial logo on the front, printing on the back. He's got a pistol, printing on front and legs, and I say he, sorry, that's also a lady, as it turns out. So there you go. How sexist of me to assume it was a man. Okay, a couple more to go. We have, this is an Imperial Navy trooper. Again, a figure that we've seen before with the sort of gigantic kind of helmet on here. Double printing, he's got a sort of grr face and a sort of kind of I'm bored and I'm on guard duty kind of face. Let's have that face on, shall we? Very simple printing on the front and on the back, nothing on the legs. He's got a standard issue larger blaster. And finally, this is a character we've not had in minifig form before. This is Commander Praji. Now, Commander Praji is the guy who says to Lord Vader that they can't find anything in the data banks aboard the Tantive 4, and that basically he tells Vader that an escape pod was launched towards the surface of the planet, and he's the one that Vader says, yeah, send a detachment down. Bit kind of weird of Vader not to go down himself, but then we know that Anakin Skywalker hates sand. So black uniform, sort of naval trooper, printing on the front with the rank insignia, printing on the back, no leg printing, same helmet as the other guy, and pretty certain we've seen this face before. But that's Commander Praji, a brand new Lego minifigure character. So onto the actual build itself. So here is our Star Destroyer. It's got a nice weight to it. It's very sturdy. So we got some little kind of greebling here on the side in the trenches, which is kind of the same. Underneath, it's a very flat bottom, as you might expect. Nothing particularly funky going on here. Tiny bit of greebling with these sort of jumper plates here, but they haven't even, there's no representation of the hangar bays or the reactor sort of dome. Here is the bridge. I think it's nicely scaled. When you start to build this and you kind of finish about here, you think, oh, that looks a bit big, but actually once it's finished, it looks nicely scaled. So we've got our sort of tractor beam array, although I think that should be taller given this is an ISD1, not an ISD2. You can easily tell the difference between an Imperial Star Destroyer Class 1, Class 2. If you look at this, there are other subtle details as well with the guns, but basically the tractor beam array is much higher on an ISD1, and I think that's slightly inaccurate, but whatever, who cares. Now at the back here, we've got a little storage area for spare flick-fired missiles or spring-loaded missiles, so that's quite nice to have that. On the back here, we've got, I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, we've got our 4 auxiliary engines and 3 main engines with some nice sort of tiles mounted here as kind of like blast sort of deflectors to kind of delineate the engine space. And what you'll notice is as well is we have this superstructure here, and these guns move. So there are sort of levers here that you can pull in and out to basically turn the guns in unison. Plus, of course, you can angle the individual guns themselves up and down, and that works the same both sides. So that's new. That's nice not to have those they don't flop around either. So when you move the model around, they don't flop around back and forth. So that's quite nice. And this entire, yes, and one other thing. We have a little hinged section here, and this opens up, and inside we have a swoosh handle. Yes, we have a proper full-on carry handle for this ISD, and the beautiful part is it's lovely, it's hidden when you actually close this kind of port up. So that's absolutely fantastic, and it's perfectly balanced once it's finished. If you hold it from there, the thing does not tilt back or forth. It's completely well balanced, so exceptional design there. Very sturdy, links to forward parts of the build as well as the main structure. Now you can actually take off this upper superstructure, and you can see here there's lots of transparent 1x1 round studs in here to represent sort of windows. I think it would be quite cool to light this up, but I won't be doing that. I'll just push this piece back in because it's not pushed in properly. There we go. Now, oh yes, one other thing I forgot to mention. We do have these spring-loaded missile launchers here, and you'll see, if I just push that back in, these levers actually are cunningly disguised triggers. So essentially you press those and that fires. So it fires a laser bolt out, and then of course you can reload. Click that back in there. You can see that in there. So essentially all it does is it just relieves the spring tension, fires that out. Now, what's interesting is for a lot of Lego models where you've got spring-fired missiles, you only tend to get 1 spare. You get 2 spare, so 4 sort of spring-fired missiles in total. This section here is very substantial, and in fact forms the last sort of 4 bags of the build. It's quite nice, made up of lots and lots of tiny little plates and studs. And of course the mechanism for actually rotating these guns. It's really cool. Now, once you have taken off the superstructure of the Star Destroyer, the bridge module is not removable. This is core because it's like there's like a bunch of Technic components linking it in here. You can start to get access to the interior, but it goes further than that, because in fact this whole thing opens up. And what's nice about it is that you're not just kind of left hanging, so to speak, because the bottom part of the hull also kind of folds downwards to give you a completely flat sort of playing surface. So in other words, there's no stress with kind of things hanging off at certain angles because it all rests on the ground, so to speak. Now in here we have some consoles with stickers on, and on the side here, that's on both sides. In here, we've got an opening section, and I think this is a sort of medical station because there's a syringe here. And I think what's meant to be in here, I think that's meant to be Bacta. healing solution. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's nice to see the Empire giving a little bit of health and safety sort of medical consideration to their crews. We've got a big tactical display at the back here, which is in two halves. Each sticker, is different. So here we've got a schematic of the ISD from the top and from the rear. And on this other half here, we've got some TIE fighters. So this TIE fighter looks like it's been destroyed. A couple of TIE fighters active and one that suffered damage, with a sort of planetary engagement sort of battle kind of overview here. Over here, we seem to have what I think is a holographic display. And what I think it's supposed to represent is we've obviously got this piece here representing the Star Destroyer. And I think that's meant to be a target or something that it's chasing, maybe around a gravity well or something like that. That kind of spins around. So nice kind of holographic display there. You've also got some consoles at the back here. You can obviously have guys sitting here. So these are meant to be chairs. There's actually a swivel chair here. Let me just turn this around so I can see it. There's a mug here, a sort of data pad. And in here we have a crate. And inside this particular crate, we've got some macro binoculars. Oh, and a spare thermal detonator, because this set comes with 3. And 2 of those are supposed to go into this smaller crate here. And of course you get 1 spare. So this is your typical sort of Imperial branded crate. So I put the 3rd one in there, but the 3rd one is technically a spare. And then you've got this sort of command post sort of chill out zone here. So you could have a couple of guys. This is kind of like the crew pit. So in the Star Wars films, whenever you see the bridge of an Imperial Star Destroyer, you might kind of see Vader or whoever sort of walking up and down the bridge, and the kind of you have the crew down at the side. So I think this is meant to be a representation of that, although obviously horribly out of scale, because these figures would be tiny, tiny, tiny in here, because this thing's meant to be a mile long. Here you can see the carry handle and how that integrates with the rest of the ship. So it's very sturdy, so it locks in, it kind of takes the weight of the back of the bridge and all these sections here, and kind of extends to the front, so there's no chance of that kind of snapping off really. And yeah, I am very much digging this Star Destroyer. I think it's smaller than the previous Star Destroyer representations that we've had, but I think this is an excellent model. The gun feature in particular is very nice, and it's a nice display model as well. I've actually just fired off one of these missiles, so I need to go and find that now. One of my cats is looking very confused. Of course. And I may have accidentally fired it at her. I generally don't keep spring-loaded missiles in my models because accidents like that can occur. Now she's sniffing around looking for it. But anyway, there we go. So that's our Imperial Star Destroyer. Really good Star Wars model. This can be the flagship of my Imperial garrison, my fleet, if you like. Yeah, there's not really much else to say, if I'm honest with you. It's a good all-round model, overpriced of course, as is most Lego Star Wars these days, which is probably the main reason that I'm not really buying it anymore, because they are repeating a lot of sets. A lot of sets have had several repetitions now. The quality of a lot of the latest ones is not good, although this one I think is excellent, but as I say, overpriced. Would be nice to have a little fleet of these, maybe 3 of them, guarding a planet, because I love Star Destroyers and TIE Fighters and Imperial stuff. Although, of course, Andor's made me think twice about that, having seen what the Empire really gets up to, but there you go. Right, anyway, look, I'm going to stop rambling now. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Total Ramblings, and hopefully I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!